Oh, pardon me. Oh, God. Hello, say no to racism. Yeah, that's the one. Yep, Premier Formula Racing League. Let's hope that I don't fall asleep, because if I do, there won't be a commentator. I should be alright. I've had a pretty strong coffee, so I think we should be okay. Fingers crossed. And it's going to give the illusion that I'm somewhat awake, and that's what we want. Should be going in a minute, guys. We're past the time of departure, so hopefully we'll be getting going soon. I got work in the morning. This league always sends me to sleep pretty quick, to be fair. Oh yeah, definitely. What do you race in the league then? In this league? Ah, fair play. Yeah, I recently started doing them live again, but it's been a little while. Ever since one of my streams just went off halfway through and nothing came up and it just didn't do it at all. Ever since then I became a bit averse to streaming live, but now I've got remote play on my phone, so I just have it on the TV. I've got YouTube on my TV, and then I've got on my phone I've got remote play, which I use to control the PlayStation, so works quite well. It means I can keep an eye on the stream, make sure it's working. Got a bit of a cold though. Oh yeah. Ocean Crew saying let's go P1 tonight, fingers crossed. I like the ambition, Ocean Crew. I like it. I mean, to be fair, qualifying is 50% of the job around here, and then if you get pole, then what you've really got to do is keep it out of the barriers and obviously defend the undercut. But if you can do that, then you're pretty much sorted around here. So yeah, qualifying is probably half the job. We might get started by 12:30, says say no to racism. We hope so. It does appear there is a slight delay. Oh, I think they might pardon me, they might be waiting for a couple more stragglers, but we've got 18 drivers. It's not too bad. We'll be starting soon, just waiting on one driver yet. That's not, I mean, 18's good, but 19's even better. I mean, 20 would be perfect, but hey, I mean, it's enough, isn't it? It's enough, you know. Oh dear. I've definitely got a cold coming along. This is not good. This is not good. Let's hope the guy they're waiting for is quick and exciting. Well, yeah. I mean, let's hope that he's able to fight for the win, whoever it might be. Oh Jesus. Oh, they're waiting for Bad Man. Mate, let him start from the back. He's quick enough. Let him start from the back. He can win. Or he can at least get a podium from there. Oh, he's stressing about. He doesn't need to qualify. Here we go, right. 19 drivers in the session. I think we're all set, folks. Martin Summers says, going to enjoy this. I think we're in for a bit of a treat here. Okay, Bad Man in his front room when the doors are closed. Oh yeah. Dastard, set and ready. Excellent. I assume that's Martin Summers' dastardly laddie there. Driving in the Williams tonight. Racing out of Canada by the looks of it. A lot of drivers racing from North America. Obviously, my time it's midnight in the UK, but over in North America it's a much more sociable hour. Darren saying good luck, lads. Only 4, Ocean Crew. Are you sure about that? I got my money on 8. Any money on it? I'm not putting any money on it, but I reckon it'd be closer to 8 than 4, but we'll see. Julie says, at this point, Bad Man should start at the back. That's exactly what I was saying. Now, I don't really... I mean, I think... Isn't he in? We've got 19 drivers in the session, so I would have thought he'd be here. 7 people watching, they must be struggling to sleep as well. What can I say, mate? Over the years, I've built up a bit of an audience. seven loyal, die-hard supporters of my channel. No, I don't think so. I think they're all drivers. I'm pretty sure that... I think it's yourself and maybe 6 other people racing in this who have got the stream on in the background. If I'm perfectly honest with you. But that'll do. I'm happy with that. I don't do it for the views. I just do it because it's quite... I just enjoy it. It's famous last words there, Ocean Crew. It's very distracting having streams on. I don't know if you've had commentary on in the background before during races. I mean, I'll give you fair warning. Obviously, you know, feel free to do it, but I'll give you fair warning. It can be when someone talks about you whilst you're driving, it can really throw you off. I've had that before. Every time I get my hopes up that we're about to start, there's some additional delay, and we've now lost a driver as well, so we're down to 18. Thanks anyway, say no to racism. Shame you couldn't watch the start of the race or the qualifying. I mean, if you want, have a little power nap of 20 minutes and catch the first lap. I'm sure that'll be dramatic. No worries if not, though. Right, here we go. We reckon we might have the championship leader in the lobby now. I say championship leader because I did look at the standings a moment before we got going. So it's actually quite close in the championship so far this season. We've got Batman leading on 133 points. I'm going to run through the whole standings once we're in the lobby, once we're in qualifying. Because obviously it'll be a bit more, well, it gives us something to chat about whilst drivers are on their out laps. Kind of gets us warmed up into it a little bit. So there we go, Batman at the bottom of that list of drivers. I doubt he'll be at the bottom of the list by the time we get to the end of qualifying on the race though. But anyway, here we go, loading up. Getting ready to go for the Monaco Grand Prix here at the Premier Formula Racing League. It's round 9 of this 13 round season. Should hopefully be able to string together some consistent appearances from myself for the rest of the season, fingers crossed. That is the aim. So here we go then, everybody. Loading in. Martin Summers, thank you very much for commentating. Thank you very much, appreciate that. It's always a pleasure to commentate on this league. It is a brilliant league. Very, very quick, high standard, and very clean racing, you know. It makes the job a lot easier. Right then, welcome back everybody to the Premier Formula Racing League for a full grid of 20 cars here tonight, here for the Monaco Grand Prix here in Monte Carlo, the famous principality just south of France. And we're getting ready to go here. Drivers just exiting the garages, getting ready to go for their opening out laps here of the session, as we're just going to quickly go through the championship standings coming into this 9th round of the season. So business end of the season, sort of coming into the last third of it now. We've got Badman leading the championship on 133 points, 8 points clear of Antanas, who sits in second, 125. So we've got a real championship battle between those two, which is going to rage on over the next 5 races, including tonight. And in third place, you've got Ernie, the league host, who still got an outside chance of winning the championship, but he's going to need a nearly perfect run in. He's 31 points behind Badman on 102 points in third place. Then we've got Mountain Storm in fourth on 59 points ahead of Ocean Crew, who sits in P5 on 47, 4 points clear of Caleb, who sits in sixth on 43. Then you've got HMP Hooligans, who's in seventh on 41 points. Won the second round of the season. I commentated on that at China. Haven't seen him since. Don't know where he's gone. And then we've got 8th place is Skadoosh on 36 points ahead of Julie in 9th on 35. Perp Drank sits 10th on 26 points ahead of AKA Kimmy, who's 11th on 24, with CMAC 12th on 22 points. Phylos sits 13th on 19 points, followed by RK Wolf in 14th on 19 also. And then you've got Francisco Pereira on 18 points in 15th place, All Day KPV in 16th on 15, with Juice 17th on 13 points, HMFC in 18th on 12, Jordan Hillier down in 19th place on 10 points. Jordan said he struggles to make the late starts here for this one, which explains why he hasn't been around for too many races so far this season. Big Timer sits 20th on 9 points, Smidgen 21st on 8, with Twister 22nd on 4 points, Next Level 23rd on 2, Fancy in 24th position in the standings on 1 point, also on 1 point Yami Kamiyami in 25th, and 26th place in the driver standings is Dark Angel, having scored nil points so far this season. Mercedes lead the championship in the constructors on 158 points, and Tanis, obviously the lead driver for that one, RK Wolf, doing a decent job as well. And then you've got McLaren in second on 155 points. Also, Badman, the championship leader, driving for them. So very close between Mercedes and McLaren for the drivers for the Constructors' Championship. Ferrari not too far behind in third on 136 points, 22 points off for the lead. Alpine fourth on 106, followed by Red Bull on 64, with Haas just 1 point behind on 63. Williams in seventh, also not too far behind those two, 59 points, so only 5 points behind Red Bull and 4 points behind Haas. Aston Martin sit 8th on 44 points, with Kick Sauber 9th on 23, and VCarb rounding out the Constructors' Championship so far this season in 10th place on 16 points so far this season. As we can see, the first flying laps coming in here tonight, we've got Aude KPV, who's gone into what's provisional pole position here on a 111.1. He's well clear of Ocean Crew in second on a 112.2, so Aude KPV taking what's currently the fastest time, and it's not even close at this point. Although saying that, Skadoosh has just gone into second there, and is only 2/10 off at that fastest time. So slight lap there from Skadoosh, but seemingly Ocean Crew, Kimi, not really on the pace of the top driver, Aude KPV so far anyway. As we see, Antanas there goes to top of the leaderboard on a 110.7. Lovely lap there from Antanas. Won the race at Jeddah, I think, the last time I commentated, which was a few weeks ago, I have to say. That must be about a month ago now, that was. Yes, yeah, it's been a little while since we last covered the Premier Formula Racing League, but yeah, Antanas, they're currently provisional pole position at this point. So we got Aude KPV, Skadoosh, Ocean Crew and Kimi in the pits, having done their first laps of the session. Antanas will obviously be coming in a moment. So we got Trap Ghost there, who's just gone into P5, 112.3, 1.6 seconds off for that fastest time. Yami Kamayami has gone into 7th place, as Ernie there starting into 4th place, but a little way off for the fastest time there, Ernie, just under a second off of P1. Badman still yet to do his first lap of the session here, the championship leader, although he's just coming out of the box now, so we'll be putting a lap in pretty shortly, one would imagine. So Ernie here's obviously just done that lap, the league host there, pretty decent lap there from him, you have to say. But one of the championship contenders is currently on provisional pole. The other championship contender is currently on an out lap, so we'll be getting his tyres nice and warm and getting himself ready to have a proper crack at this Monaco street circuit in a moment. The driver with an outside chance of this championship, currently currently sat in 4th place at the moment in this leaderboard. As there he is, Ernie just coming towards the end of the lap here, and into the pits he comes. So he'll be getting a fresh set of tyres on, one would imagine. Right, let's try and find the championship leader then. He's just coming out of the Nouvelle Chicane and down towards Tabac, so he'll be coming around to start his first flying lap of the session. Be a bit of pressure here for Badman, although saying that, as long as he finishes in the top 2 here tonight, he'll come away from this one leading the championship. Easier said than done though. You've got to keep it out of the wall for 39 laps. No mean feat whatsoever. But over the line he comes here, Badman to start his first flying run of the session into Saint-Devote. Taking plenty of speed through there, very close to the wall on the exit, but not too close, as we come up the hill here towards Casino. And Badman attacking as always, and very smooth here through this section of the track. Absolutely beautiful. A little bit wide there as he went through Massenet, through the Lowe's hairpin, and now into Portier. And through into the tunnel, here we go. So Badman, obviously, not really get too much of an indication of how he's doing in comparison to the top time, because obviously you only see the time in comparison to the driver's personal best, and he hasn't done a lap so far. But he looked very confident there through the chicane. Got it turned on a sixpence there as he went through that first part, and the second part was made much easier as a result. Here comes Badman then, championship leader. Coming into the final corner, Anthony Noakes onto the power nice and early here. Towards the line goes Badman. Is it going to be provisional pole here for Badman? It's not, it's P2. So Antanas currently staying on provisional pole for the time being. Badman's not done enough there. Skadoosh there. He's on a flying lap, although his 600's down in his personal best through the middle sector. Sorry, through the first sector, should I say. And it's gone wide there going into the chicane and has abandoned that lap there. So that's an attempt that's gone wrong there for Skadoosh. So Antanas and Badman 1 and 2, the championship contenders here. 8 points separating these two coming into tonight. And Antanas here with the upper hand so far. Gone wrong there for Skadoosh. Just double checking the audio is good. So a few drivers out there at the moment. Ernie's obviously on there. So let's see what Ernie can do as he's coming through the first sector of the lap. Currently good enough for P5 at the moment. The driver third in the championship coming into tonight. About a second or so off of the pace as it stands here. Finding 700ths in the first sector. So about 3/10 off of Skadoosh there, who's currently sat in 4th place. So not a million miles away from a second row start potentially here for Ernie. It's through the tunnel we go. Getting on that curve a little bit going into the chicane. It can help you. It can actually help you get the car turned. But it can also make it quite tricky. As he, I tell you what, he was fully committed there as he went through the harbour chicane. Out of the swimming pool we go. Harbour second he has found in this middle sector here. So Ernie could be on for a front row here, potentially. Provisional front row. Here he comes then. Out of the final corner towards the line goes Ernie. And it's not going to be the front row. I think he lost time there through that final sector. So Ernie there's, unfortunately for him, completely thrown away that time which he gained in the first two sectors. As you see, All Day KPV coming over to start another flying lap here, currently in 3rd place here in this session. Ocean Crew was talking a good game in the comments earlier on before qualifying. He's currently in 10th place at the moment here in this qualifying session, so he's got work to do. Antanas has improved his lap time to a 1:10.3, so he's now 7/10 clear. That is absolutely unbelievable. Ocean Crew finding 0.3 of a second. So that is absolutely bonkers there from Antanas. I mean, that is just sensational. That's beyond belief. Ocean Crew here coming out of Anthony Noakes now towards the line. What is it going to be for Ocean Crew? As we come over the line, 7th place. A bit of an improvement. A bit of time gained there from Ocean Crew. But Antanas here, the driver who's currently setting the benchmark, second in the championship coming into tonight, 8 points behind the championship of Badman, but on this evidence is going to be staking a claim to put Badman under tremendous pressure. Obviously after tonight we'll only have 4 races left in the season as well, but he has absolutely laid down a marker there. Badman's now got to try and chase this one. He's on an out lap at the moment, so he'll be starting his lap with about 5 minutes left. He'll be completing his lap with just under 4 minutes left. So I wonder if Badman is going to have time to do another lap, do another run after this. Could be quite close. I think he might just about be okay, as long as he has a quick in lap and doesn't waste time getting his tyres on. But yeah, it could be tight. It could be tight for Badman. But he'll get this run anyway. Here he comes in through Anthony Noakes to start a lap. As we're watching the championship leader now, bringing it into Anthony Noakes. Ooh, taking a bit more on the exit there that time, getting onto the power a bit earlier, just tapped the wall on the exit, definitely slightly more aggressive. Here we come through Casino now. Now keep an eye on the top right hand corner. What's he doing? He's 10th and a half up through the first sector. He needs that and a bit more through these next two sectors. Almost in the wall there on the entry to Nouvelle Chicane, but actually nailed it pretty nicely here through Portier on the curve a little bit. Just pivoted a bit more than he'd want to, was ever so slightly sideways, and it just upset the balance a little bit as he was going through into the tunnel. Now down to towards the chicane. He's not hugging the wall, but he's certainly not giving it a wide berth either. Here we go then, through to back. And Batman's still up on his personal best at 10th and a half. He's not blitzing it, but he's certainly going well here. Through Raskas and now into Anthony Noakes. A little bit wide there as he went through Raskas. That could have scrubbed him a bit of time. Here we go then. Batman to the line. What's it going to be? Oh, he's a bit closer this time. Found half a second. His previous final sector must have been a little bit sketchy because he found 3.5 tenths there through that final sector. It's not quite enough to take pole. He's 2 tenths behind Antanas at the moment. It's pretty close here between the two championship contenders so far, but Antanas still at the moment holds the upper hand here. But I tell you what, it's a lot closer than it was. And we know that, well, in the races that I've covered so far this season, Antanas, I'd say, has had the edge in quali, but in the races, Batman's been a lot closer. I mean, he's not been far away in quali, but I'd say he's probably overall got better race pace in general. So generally, you find that the coin flips a little bit between these two from qualifying to the race. But Antanas has got plenty of pace, clearly. Only 8 points behind in the championship. You know, that shows that there's not much between these two in terms of overall pace, but they're both in the pits at the moment. Mountain Storm has improved into 3rd place here ahead of Alder KPB as well. Didn't see that one as it happened, but I think it's just on that previous lap there that Mountain Storm's found that time. Alder KPB's out there on a lap trying to improve. Skadoosh here coming through the middle sector. Oh, he's just gone straight on there into chicane. Had he already abandoned? I'm not sure. But Skadoosh there, he's definitely abandoned it now. C-Mac's got it up into P6. That's a good lap there from C-Mac. Ernie here coming through the tunnel. Let's see what Ernie's able to do. Into the chicane. A little bit of a wide entry. Was that track limits? It could have been close there for Ernie. We'll find out in a moment. Very hesitant there through Tobacco. I think this might be... I don't think this is going to be an improvement. No, 7 tenths down to the middle sector. So I think this is going to be that for Ernie this lap. I don't know if he's on an in lap maybe. Or is he going to go for another flying lap here? He's going to go for another flying lap. As Trapped Ghost is out of the session here. Not sure why. But Ernie coming over the line here to start another lap. But here we are then, closing stages of the qualifying here for the Premier Formula Racing League here. Round 9 of this 13-round season for Season 1. Antanas, the provisional pole sitters, back out on track here. Oh, dear. There is just DNF from the session. Not sure if that's due to a crash or anything. Not sure at this moment. Trying to get round in time to do another lap. That's not the most ethical of approaches, but I suppose he hasn't gained any advantage, any real advantage, I suppose, but so Antanas here coming through into Anthony Noakes, about to start a flying lap here, and Badman likewise. These two are going to fight it out for pole position here tonight. We're going to keep an eye on both of them here on their final flying runs of this session, So Antanas there tapping the wall a little bit on the exit of Sandoval. Let's see what Badman's like. Badman not touching the wall. So Antanas here, let's keep an eye on that top right hand corner, see what his first sector time is. So Antanas does an 18.4 first sector, finds a tenth of a second on his personal best. Badman 18.5, slightly down on his personal best. Antanas has got the measure of him so far on these final runs. Antanas now coming through Portier, and Badman here coming through into the corner now, so he's not too far behind on the track. We've got to keep an eye on Antanas's second sector time. That'll be coming up in a moment, just after they come through the chicane and to back. It'll be as they go through the harbour chicane. We'll see that comparison there. Bit of a slide there, a bit of a hesitation, but it's still a tenth up here is Antanas. What about Badman? How's he getting on? Badman is 2 tenths up. This could be very close here. What's Antanas up to? Oh, he always bailed out. So Antanas must have made a mistake here through the final sector. If Badman is on a cracker of a final lap here. No, Badman's into the pits. So Badman has bailed. And that has rescued, or rather saved, Antanas's provisional pole position here. So it looks like Antanas will be starting this one on pole. But what an exciting, dramatic finale to that qualifying we had, and it was looking quite tense for a moment. Are you alright, Nana?
Eh?
Are you alright? Are you going to bed now?
It's him. It's him.
It's alright, I'm doing commentating anyway, so it's alright.
Anyway, leave him.
I know.
Little bugger.
Oh, I know.
How do I leave this door?
Just leave it as it is. It's fine. I was actually going to pop to the toilet very quickly before the start of the race, guys. So do bear with, because I think it's better that I do it now rather than halfway through. What? Right, I need the loo. Here we go then, guys, getting underway for the formation lap here for the Premier Formula Racing League, this round 9 of this 13 round season, with the top 2 championship contenders here lining up on the front row. Say no to racism, I love that. Bloody hell, my missus can relate to that anticlimax at the end there. To be fair, I mean, I was getting my hopes up that we were going to have a grandstand finish to that qualifying session, but it just didn't transpire. We definitely didn't hear that tap turn on after you wrestled that snake in the toilet, son. That was only a piss, it wasn't. Don't worry, it's alright. There was nothing like that going on. Right, here we go then. Lining up on the grid, we're moments away from the start of this 9th round of this 13 round season here for the Premier Formula Racing League. It's currently 36 minutes past midnight. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. as we're going to have 20 drivers around Monaco on the F125. I mean, what could go wrong? What could go wrong? Tell me, give me one possible outcome. Exactly. There we go. So we've got lights on at the head of the grid. We're moments away from the start of the Monaco Grand Prix. It's lights out, we're underway. And it looks as though Badman got a better start, and Tannis got the inside line though into Sandoval. Bit of ghosting going on. What's going on here? Don't know if I'm in the lobby, but we might have first lap ghosting on anyway. And Tannis still leading as they come up through Casino for the first time. Badman though tucking in for the time being, as we can see the rest of them all filing through your shot there as they come past the casino, the famous Casino Square here in Monaco. And we've got a couple of incidents there. We've got Phylos there in the wall, looking like Phylos is actually the only casualty on this opening lap so far. Darcy Daddy's moved ahead of Big Timer up into P15 as they're coming through the Lowe's hairpin. But Antanas holding on to the lead for the time being. Trapped Ghost has got ahead of Smidge up into the final points playing position for the time being. So that's a move for position. But the leaders here coming into the chicane. There's Antanas and Badman. Antanas already a second clear of Badman here on this opening lap. So he's starting to settle into a bit of a rhythm here out the front. Oh, as we got the Red Bull there, getting it all wrong. That's Juice there, who's gone straight on over the chicane, has lost out to Julie as a result of that. So Juice down to 13th place there in that one, getting a little bit overcooked there as they went into the Nouvelle chicane. But currently Antanas here out the front is opening up a bit of a gap here with Badman in his early stages. Don't know if he's used up too much electrical energy. We're going to get that graphic up in a moment, so we have a bit of more of an idea of what we're sort of referring to. But at this moment in time, it is Antanas from Badman with Mountain Storm, Skadoosh and Ernie, the top 5, as All Day KPB, Big Timer and Phylos are the 3 coming into the pits at the end of the first lap. Phylos is no surprise, but for All Day KPB and Big Timer, obviously an unfortunate situation for those guys, as Antanas there has got well, it's not got quite as much of a gap to Badman as he did before, but his gap was 1.4 over the line to complete the first lap. It's now 1.1 between these two, so Badman now starting to claw back a few tenths of a second, albeit it's ebbing and flowing between these two at this moment in time. But an exciting start to that race there, with obviously Phylos spinning it, and a couple of drivers coming in for damage repairs at the end of the first lap, or maybe it could have been jump starts, we're not quite sure. But here they come through Anthony Noakes to complete the second lap of the race here. As we see a bit of a slide there from the McLaren there of C-Mac as he's trying to chase down Ernie, the league host here. As we've got Ocean Crew there making a move on AKA Kimi up into Sandoval. Lovely job there. It's not easy to make a move around Monaco, but Ocean Crew has managed to do it. Fair play, you've got to say. As we see, we've got Yami Kamiyami, Next Level and Perp Tranquil in the pits at the end of lap 2. So the next round of drivers to come in for some early damage repairs, I fear. And we're going to see a lot of that over the course of these 39 laps. Unfortunately, it's par for the course around this place. But Badman here keeping Antanas on his toes at this point, as these guys less than a second separating them as they come through the chicane once again. Perptrank off and away once again. We've got Skadoosh there getting ahead of Ernie up into 4th place. Ernie's got himself a 10-second penalty for corner cutting, so I think Ernie's cut the chicane, gained the place, giving it back to Skadoosh. That's why it came up that Skadoosh had gained the place, because Ernie was behind him the whole time, apart from I think a brief moment there when, as I said, he obviously cut the chicane. But at the moment, Skadoosh, Ernie and C-Mac in a bit of a trio of a battle here for 4th place. Apparently the stewards left the safety car engine running and heated seats on. Yeah, there's every point I think to do that. It would be silly to let the brakes and the engine get cold, but yeah, it's one of those things, Monaco. At least it's not raining, eh? I think we can all be thankful for that. All Day KPB into the pits. Is that his second stop in 2 laps? I think it might be, you know. Unless he's been sat in the box the entire time. I wouldn't have thought so. I don't think the game has the ability to replicate Valtteri Bottas's pit stop from, what year was it? A few years ago, when they took over 2 days to remove the wheel. or so, I can't remember what it was. A bizarre situation anyway. Phylos has retired from the race, and I don't know if that's going to be a safety car, is it? I think it is, you know. Do you know what? I can see that dreaded dot just crossing the line now and coming down towards turn 1. So we have, I think, got our first safety car of the night, and I imagine it'll be the first, not the last, but it is the first. There's Mountain Storm there, getting a drive-through penalty for speeding under the VSC just as we were flicking to him. Fancy's also got a penalty. But the leaders, I imagine, are going to be picking up the safety car in a moment. Kimi into the pits at the end of lap 4. As we've got Dastardly Daddy also in to the pits right now as well. So plenty of drivers filing in here. Big timer and Yami Kamiyami here coming through the final corner. As those guys are staying out. So I think it's not a safety car. Oh right, never mind then. No safety car. So sorry, that was a false alarm there. I thought it was, but clearly not. So whatever that dot that was there going into turn 1, it must have been a lapped car. I'm using my phone, so I can't really see small details very clearly, but nonetheless, Badman has dropped behind Mountain Storm here. So Badman has dropped it somewhere, I'm not sure where, but Badman is now running in 3rd place. He's also ghosting, so I don't know if he's maybe disconnected or left the session, but he seems to be struggling a bit here. Badman is now being driven through by Skadoosh. So Badman here has got a bit of a disaster on his hands because he's clearly disconnected. So this is not going well for the championship leader here. He's currently trailing the race leader by a significant margin and doesn't appear to be at the screen, so he's only going to be dropping back whilst this situation continues. And what a disaster here for Badman. I tell you what, that's not going to have gone to plan at all there for him. And Tanislau is out in front with over a 5-second gap over Mountain Storm in 2nd. And Badman's now down in 6th place. This is not a track where you want to disconnect and end up having to make loads of overtakes. Oh, pardon me. As Phylos there has left the session, but yeah. Senator Racism saying there it's no safety car, it was virtual. Smidge has now got a 3-second penalty for track limits as well, so they're being handed out a fair bit here tonight so far. Early stages yet still. Mountain Storm into the pits at the end of lap 6. Let's put a set of medium tyres on. Yeah, Sailor to Racism says Badman needs to pay his internet bill and stop trying to use the Tesco Wi-Fi from down the road. I'm surprised. I thought it'd be more. Seems like more like McDonald's to me, but Tesco it is. I mean, should be better. You'd expect better from Tesco's, wouldn't you? No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't. You really wouldn't. But Badman here is now running in 7th place. He's now behind Trapped Ghost. Still no sign of returning to the rig at this point. So this race is going from bad to worse at the moment for the championship leader. And it looks like it's going to be handing the initiative to this man here, who's out the front, enjoying life at the moment, dominating this Monaco Grand Prix here at the Premier Formula Racing League, seemingly in cruise control, and looking good to take the lead of the standings after tonight. And with 4 rounds left, if he wins tonight, he will be 17 points clear in the championship. If at 18, if he gets the fastest lap. So he'll be in a very good position, Antanas, if he can continue to do what he's doing right now. See Ernie here on the back of Skadoosh in this fight for second. What's a second on the road at the moment? Darcy Daddy there with a 3-second penalty. There's Trap Ghost is in the pits. Is that the second time? I'm not sure. I think it might be. Ernie here still trying to find a way through on Skadoosh, but unable to work a gap at the moment. Badman's AI currently being passed by Juice here for 9th place. So it's going only one way at the moment for Badman, I tell you. Race leader now 10 seconds clear of Skadoosh in 2nd place. Ernie knocking on the door, trying to find a way through. I don't think anyone's got the pace to challenge Antanas here tonight. I'll tell you that for free. I think no matter who's in 2nd place, I think we're going to see a growing gap from here until the checkered flag, and it's a long way away, I tell you that. As we see Smidge into the pits here at the end of lap 8, so that releases Juice into some clean air. But for the league owner here, Ernie, he's just, I think, got to be patient here behind Skadoosh. That DRS zone out of Anthony Noakes is a decent opportunity. Yeah, I think it's looking like a foregone conclusion at this point, so no to racism, unless obviously we see about 4 safety cars and Badman somehow finding himself in 2nd place. I just don't see anything really troubling Antanas here tonight. I mean, I guess it's Monaco. You never know. You know, one small lapse of concentration, and you could be in the barriers and out of the race. We saw, obviously, I mean, famously, and Senna leading the race. I don't know if it was in the late 80s or early 90s. I mean, obviously it was one of those, but there was one race where he'd been leading for God knows how much, and just had a moment of whatever it was, just binned it into Portier. Can you grab a book and read us a chapter or two for the next 30 laps? Let's see, I've got Nicky Lauda's autobiography. Actually, I don't know where it is now. It was on here, but it's gone. I don't know where it is. See, I haven't got a bedside lamp, so it makes reading a real pain. But we've got Ernie into the pits anyway. Ernie's off and away out of his box, but we're currently watching Antanas, the race leader, the runaway race leader here. Ocean Crew is currently trying to knock on the door of C-Mac in this fight for the podium places. Most likely it won't be for the podium places once all is said and done with the pit stops, but C-Mac there getting a penalty, a 3-second penalty there for track limits. And that will be nothing but frustrating here for Ocean Crew, because he's still stuck behind him, still can't go through him, still struggling to negotiate him. It doesn't make a difference to his race if he can get by, but he's into the pits, so is C-Mac as well. And C-Mac's off and away and still ahead, so Ocean Crew unable to get a bypass there on the McLaren driver. See Badman into the pits at the end of lap 10, and off and away he goes. But I think that might be a scheduled stop here for Badman. I don't know if he's at the if he's at the screen yet, because I know the cars generally go solid in the pits, even when it's the AI in control. Let's keep a close eye here. Do you know what? I reckon he might be back, you know. Yeah, I think Badman's at the wheel. So we've got Badman back in the race now. He's obviously rejoined the session. He's way down the order though. He's got a lot of work to do here. There's no other way to put it. He's managed to get ahead of Big Timer there, as Big Timer was just labouring around there going through Casino. But Badman now up into 14th place on fresh hard tyres. Can he now get a nice undercut on these guys ahead of him? He's got a long way back here in this race as Badman. I reckon a podium might be his maximum. 2nd place maybe. He's certainly not going to beat Antanas here tonight. Mountain Storm is now off and out of the pit lane, having done his pit stop onto the medium tyres by the looks of it. Ernie doing the fastest lap of the race there as he goes through turn 1. Oh, he's just going to squeeze ahead of Mountain Storm here is Ernie. So Ernie there into 9th place, he's just got ahead. Oh my goodness. Yeah, Senna to Racism noticing that just as we were flicking off of him there, because I've got the stream on in the background. I'm watching that as well. So we've got, oh dear, yeah. I mean, you can't make it up, really, can you? Bad man's internet connection, it's just an absolute gremlin here. As we see the race leader Antanas in and out of the pit box, off and away. No dramas. A short, sharp stop on his way to what's going to be, I think, almost certainly a victory here tonight. The Skadoosh takes the race lead temporarily. Obviously still yet to pit is Skadoosh. And even if we were to have a safety car right now and Skadoosh came in, Antanas would still reassume the race lead, which he's had since the beginning of the race. Juice into the pits for what I think is the 3rd time, is it? I'm not sure, might be the 1st. No, actually, no, sorry, Juice hasn't been into the pits, sorry. I do apologise, Juice hadn't been into the pits, that is Juice's 1st stop. So apologies for that one. But C-Mac here trying to put the pressure on the back of AK Kimi at the moment in this fight for 3rd place. And they've got Ocean Crew right behind them. Obviously, C-Mac and Ocean Crew are much fresher tyres than Kimi. And C-Mac will be looking to try and get on this as quickly as possible. Through the tunnel they go. Bit of contact there. Oh, and C-Mac there got it all wrong. And has massively lost out there. Has got damage. I think he's missing his front right end plate there. So, C-Mac there with a chaotic situation. I think we've got a VSC at the very least. It is a VSC. I can't see a safety car. I don't think, anyway. Oh, no, hold on. Hold on. Have we got a safety car? I just saw a dot getting overtaken by another dot, so I think we do, you know. We have got a safety car, so this is going to spice things up, obviously. Because now the race leader is going to be in 2nd place. Everyone coming into the pits. Skadoosh and Antanas coming in for a fresh set of hard tyres. Ocean Crew is staying out, although he's not going to really gain any track position. But is this a safety car? I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah, it is. So there's the safety car. So Skadoosh is now the race leader. Now where's Badman? Is he still disconnected? Yeah, no, he's not. It's not even there. So he's not going to be able to capitalise on any of this. First safety car of the night. And to be fair, I rate the Premier Formula Racing League tonight because they've managed to go 13 laps before getting the first safety car, and that, you know, that's no mean feat. So I've got to say, hats off to the drivers for keeping it very clean here so far. It's been an exemplary display of driving for the most part. Yeah. Here we are then, everybody, as we're getting ready to go here for the restart here for the Monaco Grand Prix. Start of lap 17, just about to start lap 17 here for this one. So Skadoosh inheriting the lead due to a conveniently timed safety car. And Tanis, the long-time race leader, came in for some fresh tyres. There'd be a couple of lap fresher than there would have been otherwise, so it was worth doing, but he's lost the lead as a result. So here we go, back underway here as they come into Sandoval. Oh shit, sorry, I was watching the wrong screen. Jesus Christ. Oh god, what a melon. So Skadoosh is still leading the race, but we're actually half a lap around here as they're going through the chicane. Goodness me, what a twat. Anyway, so we got Antanas all over the back of Skadoosh. Obviously was the leader for a while in the first part of the race. Oh no, we've got an incident there as we see next level into the wall going through the chicane, and that's the first incident here of this restart as next level down to P16 and well off at the back of the pack with a bit of damage, I would imagine, as well. But Skadoosh here leading at the end of the first lap after the restart, with Antanas keeping him on his toes for the time being, as we've got a driver here dropping down the order a bit, mounting storms into the pits. That's probably why he's dropping down the order a bit. But Skadoosh and Antanas here out the front, absolutely nose to tail at the moment to go through Casino, as now Antanas has got a bit of a run looking to the inside down towards Massenet. Bit of a lock up there from Skadoosh as he just left it a bit late on the brakes, managed to get the car stopped nonetheless. But that's the kind of mistake where around a different track you might be punished for that, but obviously there's nowhere to really capitalise on your on the driver in front going deep into a corner around this circuit. And as long as they don't put it in the wall, or even if they do put it in the wall, they could easily ricochet and then you could hit them. So it's one of those where it's, you know, you're damned if you do and damned if you don't. But at the moment, Antanas being patient here, that's probably the best thing to do at this point. So it's Ocean Crew and Ernie have got a driver in between them who's a lap down. I think that might be, is it next level? Or have they? I don't know. Actually, I'm trying to work it out. No, they haven't actually, sorry. I don't know what I'm seeing there. It's late, guys. It's very late. It's early hours of the morning for me. I do apologise. But nonetheless, Antanas is really piling his pressure on the back of Skadoosh. Obviously, Antanas led the opening stint of this race and kind of got a bit unfortunate with the safety car and the timing of it, but he's looking pretty racy here on the back of the leader. He'll get DRS this time when they come around the main straight, if you can call it a straight, and they have a very good chance here of making the move for the lead in a few moments time. Here they come through to back once again. We've got a caution out there somewhere, not sure what that's for at this point. Skadoosh there extending the gap a little bit through the middle sector, and Tanis there just closing up a little bit through this final part of the lap. But Skadoosh here looking pretty good, I gotta say. Skadoosh looking pretty comfortable out the front here. Certainly not coming under the sort of pressure that I thought he would be, seeing Antanas' pace in that first stint. He's bad man at the wheel at the moment. Let's have a look. Looks like he is at the wheel, so he's not ghosting. So it appears the championship leader has once again found his way back into the lobby. For how long, we're not sure. As he, oh no, bad man's lost it there. Going through the long left-hander. Oh no, bad man. Oh, it's just going from bad to worse. He gets himself back in the session after a lengthy disconnection, and then ends up having a spin whilst chasing down a points paying position, and things are just really unravelling for him at the moment. And with his championship rival currently running in second place, and you got to say still got to be the favourite for the win at this point based on the evidence at the pace from the first stint, you got to say that bad man, this is going to be a night to forget for him as things stand. We've got ADKPB, Big Timer and Bad Man all in the pits here at end of lap 20, so shouldn't be damage there for all of those guys. Obviously we saw Bad Man's, we were riding with him, or we weren't on board, but we were with him, watching him as it happened. We're currently watching the battle here out the front though between Skadoosh and Antanas, as Antanas is still trying to put the pressure here on the race leader who inherited the lead due to the safety car. Ocean Crew's keeping tabs on these guys as well. Was talking an ambitious game in the comments section before qualifying had even started, but so far is looking very, very good here tonight. Could be on for a podium finish. He's these three have kicked it a bit clear of Ernie, about a second ahead. So they've broken DRS to the Ferrari driver running in 4th place. Smidge a bit behind them, bit of a train of cars with Trap Ghost, Kimmy and C-Mac. All running in a bit of a train of cars there, but the top two coming into Sandoval once again. Skadoosh has got a comfortable gap here over Antanas. Ocean Crew sticking to the back of Antanas as well here. So at the moment, Skadoosh looking pretty good here in this one, you have to say. As Next Level there's just left the session, obviously already out of the race. So there are the leaders then coming through Portier. And Skadoosh's gap just under a second here to Antanas. So Antanas keeping tabs, but by no means putting him under any real pressure at this point. You have to say it's just seems like Skadoosh has got control of this one at the moment. There's a real lack of any urgency from Antanas, which is surprising when you consider how the first stint went. I don't know if he's just saving the tyres, just looking after them. Maybe he is looking after the tyres, knowing that having a tyre delta, or having, I guess, a lot more life in his tyres later on will pay dividends, because it's very hard to overtake around this track unless you've got better tyres. So maybe that's a factor here in Antanas's lack of haste in his pursuit of the Aston Martin, although he has just closed up a little bit through this middle sector, ever so slightly. So come once again through Portier here, so the gap now just under 0.4 of a second as they come into the tunnel. And now this could be, I think, Antanas' chance. He needs to stay close here through this final sector, maybe have a crack into Sandoval with the DRS. I don't think he's going to make the move through here unless Skadoosh makes a mistake, that is. But if he doesn't, I reckon it's going to be the next chance will be down the main straight, although Skadoosh is just extending the gap here. This part of the track seems to just have to be a little bit more planted through this part of the track. Goes a little bit wide there on the exit of Raskas into Anthony Noakes. Very, very solid there from Skadoosh, and really the parts of the track where Antanas needs to be quicker, he's not really gaining the time. It's only the parts of the track where he's a lot quicker where you can't really overtake. We've got Smidge there into the pits at the end of lap 23. We're currently watching a battle for the lead though between Skadoosh and Antanas at this point. So top two here coming through the tunnel as we're on lap 24 of this 39 lap race, and Skadoosh is just extending the gap a little bit over Antanas through this part of the track. Maybe Antanas now just backing off a little bit, want to maybe get out of the turbulent air and just regather himself together a little bit potentially. That could be the motivation here, I'm not sure. So Skadoosh and Antanas here, half a second apart as they're going up the hill once again towards the casino section. And Antanas is again closed the gap up a little bit, but we've seen in previous laps hasn't had too much. Oh no, and there's a crash there between Antanas and Skadoosh. Oh my goodness, and Antanas has got damage. He's definitely got damage there. He's missing his entire front wing. That's gonna, oh my goodness, he's gonna be hobbling around to the pits as Skadoosh there makes the move into the lead of the race. This is huge news for the race as they had a crash there going out of Casino down towards Massenet. That is absolutely unbelievable stuff there. It looked like Skadoosh was a little bit out of shape and Antanas tried to pounce on that opportunity. I'm just seeing a replay of it on board Antanas, and it looked like Antanas went to the outside and Skadoosh was expecting, I think, Antanas to go to the inside, covered that off, then moved back to the racing line, and obviously Antanas was there on the outside and both of them ended up in the wall as a result of that. That is absolutely incredible. So Skadoosh here leading as they come around the lap. They're both going to surely have to come into the pits here. Skadoosh into the pits, Antanas following him in. A front wing change for Antanas as well. Where's Badman? Is Badman still in the session? It does look like it, but he's not in a points position. So really this is about damage limitation here. If Antanas can't win, saying that, he might be able to get ahead of him here. I don't know, where is Badman? Badman, no, he's not going to get ahead of him. So Antanas comes out in 10th, just behind Skadoosh, but overtaking is so difficult. I mean, for Antanas to get in the top 5 would take a mega drive from here, and what was looking like it was going to be a guaranteed walkover victory here from Antanas tonight has turned into an absolute nightmare. Just checking the mic, making sure it's still on. Yep, still good. But yeah, it was looking like it was going to be a dead cert for Antanas earlier on, and it's now absolutely been turned on its head. So now Trapped Ghost is the leader ahead of Kimi, with C-Mac in 3rd place. It's like the Grand National tonight, isn't it? It's complete lottery. You don't know who's going to win. But Yami Kamiyami getting a 3-second penalty. And to be fair, only 5 drivers currently sporting penalties so far in this race. I think a couple of them who have penalties have retired, so I think there's more than what it would appear at first look, but nonetheless a very good showing tonight from the Premier Formula Racing League. It's been very clean by all accounts compared to what you would expect to see around Monaco. As we see C-Mac here putting pressure on the back of Kimi in this fight for 2nd place. It could be the battle for the lead, although saying that these two have got penalties, Trapped Ghost hasn't, so that's going to play into Trapped Ghost's hands as we approach the closing stages of this race. That has really blown the race wide open, and it's given us a bit of an exciting final part to this race now, because now we've got a 3-way fight for the lead, potentially a 4-way fight, maybe even a 5-way fight, because Deuce and Mountain Storm are gaining on this top trio. In fact, they're now already with them, so we have got potentially a 5-way battle here for the lead. Although C-Max just dropped a little bit off of the top 2 over the course of this lap so far. We're watching though the battle for 11th and 12th places as Antanas is trying to make the move on the driver who has thwarted his attempt at the win. Obviously he's thwarted his own attempt at the win as well, Skadoosh. It's not like he's just gone out deliberately to ruin Antanas' race. He was in the battle for the win himself, but it's all, unfortunately for both of them, unravelled. At this point, Badman will come away from this race with a very fortuitous championship lead, because by all accounts it was looking like he was going to be losing it. As Smidge is out of the race, so we've got a DNF here. Smidge has crashed and no safety car by the looks of it. We're going to carry on under VSC, so no pause to the race for the time being. A neutralisation of the race, but no pause to the race so far anyway. That moves Antanas up a position, so he's now in 11th, so now 1 position closer to a point as he continues to try and hunt down Skadoosh. These two are going to have opportunities to make passes on drivers ahead, but whether or not they're going to be able to execute them is a completely different story around a circuit like this. But the battle for the win is going to be exciting. Trapped Ghost has pulled out a bit of a gap here to Kimi and C-Mac. Juice and Mountain Storm in the background. Looks like Ocean Crew and Ernie are now gaining on the leaders as well. So this It's going to get tasty here out the front. This race is far from over. Oh, we've got side by side here. As Ocean Crew was looking up the inside there of Mountain Storm. Mountain Storm clinging on, and only there tapping the back of Ocean Crew as they came through Casino. It's a dramatic part of the track where things have occurred already tonight, and it looked for a moment there like it might be about to repeat itself, but at the moment Ocean Crew having to stick behind Mountain Storm in that one. Just come back. What's happened to Antanas, says Say No to Racism. Well, he had a bit of a to-do himself and Skadoosh. Were you here when the latest safety car happened? Basically, Skadoosh was leading, and there was a safety car about 3 laps into Antanas' stint on his tyres. So obviously he came into the pits for a new set of tyres, which he'd be able to go to the end on, but came out behind Skadoosh. They were battling over the lead, and basically got stuck together coming out of Casino. And yeah, basically the two of them ended up in the wall, both of them with damage. Antanas with worse damage, so obviously fell a bit behind Skadoosh. He has actually got ahead of him actually since then, so noticing that one, Antanas has now got ahead of Auto KPB as well. So Antanas there up into 9th place, currently on course for 2 championship points. If he wants to take the championship lead tonight, he needs to finish 5th or higher. He's currently in 9th, so he's got a bit of work to do. However, if he does get into 5th, he will take the championship lead from Badman, so there's a lot of incentive here for Antanas to get his head down in these last few laps of the race. Still a little way to go yet. Still 8 laps left in this one, so there's still time for him to do it, and it could potentially still be some good points on the table here for the driver who came into tonight second in the championship, and it was looking like he was going to be a guaranteed championship leader at the end of this, but due to some unexpected occurrences, is now running in 9th place. But his championship rival currently running in P12, having an even worse race here tonight, it has to be said. I suppose Antanas can at least be thankful that he's not running out of the points. But Trap Ghost is the lucky beneficiary of all of that drama, currently leading the race and is taking his opportunity and running with it at the moment. Has got the gap over 2 seconds here over Kimi, so settling into a bit of a rhythm out the front, obviously without penalties as well. Kimi and C-Mac dropping off the back of Kimi a little bit. There's Juice there running in 4th place, still within a second of C-Mac, but not looking too likely to make a move at the moment. He's got Ocean Crew, Ernie, and we got the likes of Mountain Storm and Tanis actually closing up onto the back of this pack here. So I was saying before, 5th place would give him the championship lead. It's looking like that could be a very realistic target here. As Mountain Storm a bit out of shape, and Antanas there seizing on that without any. Didn't need a second invitation there, did he? I tell you that. Antanas up into P7, and he could be on for taking the championship leader tonight, despite everything that's happened to him. And that would be a phenomenal achievement. Still a long way to go yet. 7 laps left in this Monaco Grand Prix, but he's coming back at the moment. Is Antanas, and he's coming back with a vengeance on those fresh medium tyres. They're going to wear out a bit quicker than the hard runners, but goodness me, I mean, you've got the top 4 all on very worn out hard tyres, and then the guys behind them on fresher tyres, but not massively fresher. But Trap Ghost making an absolute break for it out the front. Is nearly 3 seconds clear of Kimi at this point, so there's a big train of cars and none of them really able to make an overtake here. But C-Mac leading this train of cars from 3rd down to 7th place at the moment. Yes, there they all are. Just got Badman into the pits yet again here tonight. It's been a night to forget for the championship leader. And that championship leader statement could have an asterisk next to it at the end of this race. As Skadoosh is out of the race. Don't know if he's crashed or if it was a retirement. I'm trying to catch a glimpse of where the crash occurred because I'm riding on board with Mountain Storm. Let's see when Mountain Storm moves ahead on the timing board. He's already moved ahead, so I think it was through the Harbour chicane where it's happened. We need to be watching Antanas. He's on the freshest tyres, says No to Racism. Good shout. We will do. I shall honour your request there, mate. So at the moment, he's still putting his pressure on the back of them. Thing is though, I mean, it's so hard to overtake, and obviously being a DRS train as well, just to compound the issues with overtaking that we already know about. We saw Juice there, bit of a lock-up going into the chicane, struggling on these hard tyres which have been on now for 22 laps. But the hard tyres can go 25-30 laps around Monaco. But obviously the guys behind him are going to have a lot more confidence. Ernie on 11 lap old hards. Ocean Crew's already got ahead of Juice up into 4th place, and Ocean Crew is looking very racy here on the back of the top 3. Well, on the back of 3rd place, sorry, not on the top 3, because Trapped Ghost has broken away. aka Kimmy's actually closed up onto him here. Kimmy is broken away from C-Mac. Kimmy's broken away from this pack, battling over the podium places. Kimmy is now right with the leader, so we could have more excitement here, although Trapped Ghost, obviously with no penalties, that's going to be crucial unless he gets one in the next 5 laps. But Antanas is now ahead of Ernie, so Ernie I think has made a mistake. Antanas is now in P6, so he only needs one more position here, does Antanas, and he will be taking the championship lead away from Badman. Oh no, there's a crash there going into the chicane. Antanas there making contact with Juice. He makes his way through nonetheless. But is there damage there on the car? He's got missing his front right end. Oh no, and he's missing. Oh goodness me. Antanas there missing part of his front wing now as well. This race, it's been up and down, and it was looking after so many trials and tribulations like he might be coming back. He's now got damage there on the front right part of that front wing. Is he just going to try and limp round these final 4 laps of the race? I think he might well do. But for Antanas, this has gone an absolute disaster. Now, is he going to be able to hold Ernie behind? I mean, Ernie, to be fair, isn't exactly gaining on him hand over fist. Antanas seems to actually have decent pace still at this point, although he's just dropping off a little bit off of C-Mac and Ocean Crew. At this point, Trap Ghost still leads the race, has managed to extend the gap a little bit over Kimmy to over a second. Now, what's Antanas' pace like, especially through corners like this, where you'd expect damage to the front wing to be, particularly detrimental? Although saying that, he doesn't seem to be struggling a great deal. Ernie is putting pressure on him here at this point. And what can Ernie do here? Oh, massive lock up there. That's the first time that we've really seen this damage manifesting itself in a negative way here. And Ernie, they're ghosting through Antanas there as they went on the exit of the chicane. So Ernie up into P5. Antanas, I think, is struggling, probably losing about half a second to a second a lap. I mean, he's struggling. He's struggling. He managed to keep it for a lap or so, but I think now the amount of focus that requires when you're missing a chunk of your front wing, it's insane. And it's not focus that you can keep up for more than a minute or so. It's one of those things. If it's the last lap, you might be able to get it to the flag, but getting it 4 laps in that sort of state, it's not for the faint-hearted. It's not for anyone. I mean, regardless of how good you are, Antanas is one of the best drivers I've seen on this F1 25 game, but he's going to struggle to get that one to the flag, I'll tell you that. Ernie, in the meantime, is now ahead of C-Mac up into 3rd place. Ocean Crew closing up onto the back of these guys on his fresher hard tyres as well. C-Mac on those worn out tyres. Might be a sitting duck here for Ocean Crew. Antanas is still not far away from these guys, albeit with that damage he's going to struggle to make significant gains on these guys. It looks like Badman may, well, they'll be tied on points for the championship lead. It'll be a case of who gets the fastest lap, actually. If Badman can get the fastest lap and take it away from Antanas, then they'll be tied on points. Don't know who's had more wins this season. That's going to be an interesting one. It's going to be very, very close between those two if Antanas stays in P6, but he is closing up onto the back of Ocean Crew a little bit through this part of the track as Ocean Crew struggling to negotiate the McLaren here of C-Mac. As here they come down the start finish straight once again. Is Ocean Crew missing a front wing? Oh, he's missing a... Is he missing a part of it? I'm not sure. But nonetheless, looking to the outside here is now Antanas looking to try and look up the inside of Ocean Crew now as well. With just under 2 laps left to go here in this Monaco Grand Prix. Oh, he's got out of shape there, C-Mac, and that allows Ocean Crew and Antanas through. And Antanas now back into a championship lead taking position. As Ocean Crew managing to squeeze through that gap. So did Antanas and All Day KPB. Mountain Storm as well. So C-Mac there dropping down 4 places with that one, down to 8th place. His tyres really starting to give way at this point. He's been a bit of a tyre saving connoisseur over the seasons, but it's not working here tonight. In the meantime, Trapped Ghost, who has been leading this race for the last few laps, obviously with the collision there between the top two, Antanas and what was Skadoosh earlier on, gave him the lead. Since then he's had the advantage, but now he's got Ernie reeling him in with just 1 lap left to go here in this race here at the Premier Formula Racing League here for the Monaco Grand Prix round 9 of 13. This is going to be a tense finish here between these two. Ernie on the much fresher 9 lap fresher hard tyres could have a chance to nab Trapped Ghost here on this last lap, or is Trapped Ghost going to hold his nerve and cling on to this one? This is going to be close. Ernie's got a good run here coming up the hill. So side by side there around the outside, he's got the move done. Is he going to be able to go for a lunge up the inside here? Trapped Ghost is going to be side by side. Oh, and there's contact there between him as they come to the oh, and Ernie there into the wall. What sort of damage has he got? Trapped Ghost there comes off worse in that little duel there. I think we might just about have got away with that one. Ernie now takes the lead of the race on this final lap of the race. Here we come through the Lowe's hairpin for the final time. I think Ernie's done enough here, and he hasn't got too much damage by the looks of it. There was definite contact, there was definitely carbon fibre going off one of the cars, but I think Ernie's done enough here to take the lead. Trapped Ghost, you've got to feel for him, obviously led pretty much the entire second half of this race and was looking very good until Ernie managed to clear that traffic and get into clean air, and these fresh tyres have done the job here for Ernie as he comes through the final half a lap. Trapped Ghost will be a valiant second place. Kimmy running in third place. I don't know about the penalties, but that could be a factor in the classification in a moment's time. But here we come then. The league host has nicked the race win in the closing stages. What a fantastic fight back here from Ernie here at Monaco. He's going to come out the final corner and he's going to come up towards the line, and it's going to be a win in the Principality here for the race for the league owner here tonight. Ernie takes the win ahead of Trapped Ghost in second, with Kimmy third, although Mountain Storm gets it on the penalties there for third place ahead of Kimmy in fourth. All Day KPB P5 ahead of Ocean Crew sixth, and Tanner seventh, with Juice over in eighth place. Badman finishes in ninth in the end. 2 points there for Badman. Where was Antanas on the leaderboard? 7th. So Badman remains the championship leader after tonight. Antanas must have had a mare of a final lap of the race. C-Mac there P10 ahead of Yamikami in 11th, with Perp Drank over to take 12th place. And that's that. Big timer there, I think, across the line in 13th place. So that is that for tonight's action here, everybody. Thanks to all the drivers there for putting on a fantastic show. Big thank you to Say No to Racism as well for keeping us company on the stream here tonight. Would have been quite a boring night for me otherwise. Although saying that, the last part of that race was dramatic, but the middle part, well, I think, yeah, you definitely helped me out there, mate. But anyway, that was a hiccup. Thanks, everybody. Thanks to the drivers. Thanks to Premier Formula Racing League for having me, as always. Thanks to Ernie for putting on the show. And I'm glad I stayed up for that one. That was exciting. Thank you very much. And we'll see you all in the next one. Cheers, guys.